So this video is for that Christian that was once me a few months ago, a few years ago, that you told yourself, you know what, but the people of the world look like they've gotten it all so much better than we. We spend our time meditating, we spend our time, praying and living a life that God wants us to live. But at times it looks like they've gotten everything all together, everything all figured out. And we are just there. We are there praying and trying to preach the gospel to people who look like they've gotten everything else together. So just as I say is that God helps you go through something in order for you to also help the others out. All right. So today I'm going to talk about, this is an encouraging video to someone who feels exactly like that, who feels like, you know what, this Christian thing doesn't look like it's working anymore. Right. I'm going to give you guys an example, but before giving you an example, I just want to say this, that both ways it's going to be hard. Whether you're in the world or you're not in the world, it is going to be hard. But you have to choose which hard you want to allow or you want to endure. And even before, I know now it doesn't kind of make sense, but as soon as I give this example, you will completely understand it. So I'm a young lady, obviously I'm going to give this example, but it can go both ways for any gender, right? So, for example, there's two young people, right? One in the world, one a Christian. And the other one seems to have gotten everything. She's 23 or maybe 25. But she seems like she's gotten everything because, you know what, she can just go around and, sell her body and all of those stuff, drink around. And because of that, she's able to buy herself cars. She's able to buy herself everything that her heart desires. She's able to dress up exactly as her heart desires, right? And we have the other one, a Christian, who's like, okay, I'm going to work hard. I'm going to trust in God and we'll see how everything works out, right? So she pursues her studies and stuff like that, right? And since she's pursuing her study at the moment, perhaps she does not have money and like everything looks tough, but she cannot do what the other person is doing. She's looking at the other person and being like, she has everything under hand. She's not going to school, but she's driving. She has a house. She has this. She has this. And here am I at church all the time, doing this and this and this and that and trying to do everything right. But I'm suffering. I'm not going to lie about that. I'm in pain. But later on, 10 years or 5 years later on, the woman who seemed like everything, the one in the world, everything was under control, perhaps gets an infection, right? An STI, or perhaps, something just goes on in her life, something bad, an STI, an infection, or anything of the sort happens. And the other one, perhaps the pain was very hard, but she endured it, she conquered it, but she's in the right place right now. They both of them in their lifetime have suffered. They've suffered. But which suffering, when you look at it, is better? At the current situation, you look and you're like, okay, this one has everything in control. But in the future, she received an STI, it's for life. She cannot change it. But the other one suffered for like 15 or 10 years. And there we go, we can say it. And the other example I can give is Jesus Christ, a man, a holy man, okay, a God, came down on earth as a man. He was holy. He did not hurt anyone. He did not harm anyone. He was the kindest person. People through the humiliated him. They did him wrong. He had the power, but he's like, no, I have to finish this for you and I. Just a reminder that Jesus Christ loves us all. But people shouted at him. They rejected him. They hated him. He went through sufferings but he was innocent. He went through sufferings. What happened? After he resurrected, he went in heaven. He has a glory that nobody else could ever understand. He's glorious. We spend every day, every morning praising him. The songs made about him. Of course, as a God, but yeah, in that sense, right? There was an afterglory that nobody could experience. But you and I being rejected, especially in this generation where we all just want to please someone else, we want to please people of the world, we want to please social media, we want this and this for the other world to see that everything is right on our side. He could have done it the same. He could have been like, okay, let me just drop everything. I'm 33 years. Why would I die for those people? But he took it anyway. He died and there was another type of glory. So, you know what? We are in a very unfair world. I wasn't planning this verse, but it just came. The Bible says somewhere, I think maybe it's in Isaiah, that woe to earth because the devil came down. He was thrown on earth, right? I'm going to put it down on the screen. Woe to earth because the devil came down on earth. So we are in a world that is very unfair, mainly because of the devil. It is a very, very, very unfair world. But Jesus Christ came to set everything Right. Okay, but Jesus Christ came to set everything right. And it is I'm not gonna walk over and act like you're not in pain, but I'm surely gonna tell you that it is gonna be hard. It is gonna be hard. And I don't know what else to tell you, but we must just know how to enjoy. We must know how to be like, despite how hard it is, I'm still gonna pursue I'm still gonna pursue God. It may be hard, it may be discouraging. Most of the people, I literally love Paul. I know I speak about Paul in most of my videos, but Paul, most of Paul's, when he was sending letters to Timothy and all of them, most of his letters, he was in prison. He was being happy. In prison, he's content. And you and I in prison in four walls where you can't say anything, and most just for proclaiming the gospel. Most wouldn't do this in this generation. We are so eager to post and all of those things. But if they're like prison, 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 where you eat stuff that is not even according to your choice, where you dress up somehow, oh, I bet we would have 5 Christians left. I can assure you that. But Paul was content in prison. Explain to me how. He can't go out. He can't do anything that pleases him. He's literally in prison. Okay, he could send letters, but he can't do anything that literally gives happiness to his soul. This is how we would pursue it. But back then, Jesus Christ, serving God was his happiness. That's why he was like, in prison, I will serve him. I will die. I like one part. Paul said that if it is for me, I would die. If it's for me, I'm ready. I can go to heaven. But the main reason I'm here on earth is for you guys. And that's the same thing. We are here on earth to, of course, enjoy. God just didn't give human being intelligence to put cars and all of those things just for the sake of it. We are here to enjoy. We are here to get married and all of those things. But at a certain point, it is going to be hard. It is going to be hard. But we have to persevere. We have to endure. Because it's either it is very hard in the world or it is very hard in Christianity. There's no easy life from A to Z. It is very hard. I know speaking like this, you are maybe motivated and encouraged, but at night when you're about to sleep, you feel weak again. But just remember this. In the world and in Christianity, it is going to be hard. But there's eternity. We have an eternal life in which you must pursue. Maybe for them it is hard now and they looked so nice, but imagine living 10,000 million years ago. 10,000 million years from now on, living a life that does not end, full of pain with the devil. And you are to suffer, because you can't tell me you've suffered for the 90 years you spent here on earth. There were those days, there were those weeks, there were those mornings where you felt like everything was just going to be right. And for that, at least thank God. And when you will get to meet Jesus Christ in heaven, everything will be so different. So right now, you may feel weak. You may feel like, you know what, the people of the world have gotten everything so much figured out. But do not look at the outside, because I promise you, there's so much that you do not know on the inside of someone. Focus on your walk with God. Focus, tell him, and be honest. I literally love Peter. What Peter told Jesus, he's like, we are leaving our houses. I'm leaving my fish. Instead of fishing, I'm leaving everything. I'm following you, Jesus Christ. What am I going to get from it? Because at least I'm certain if I continue fishing, I can get 100 out of them. I can get money from there. I'll sustain my wife. I'll sustain my children. I can become a billionaire through that. We never know. But I'm leaving everything just to follow you. What am I going to get from it? It's like, what am I going to get from following you? What? And Jesus Christ told him, you would get the world. And it's the same thing with you now. Be honest with him. Tell him like, Jesus, I feel as though I've given you, okay, God, I prefer praying with God. Father, I feel like I've given you everything. And right now, I just don't know what other step to take. Just be honest with him. Tell him, because I promise you, one thing about God, God is not like humans. Usually when we have conversation with human, we want to interrupt each other. We want our point of view to be seen. We want it to be us. But with God, it's different. You're going to speak to him for 5 hours. He's the one hearing you. And maybe at the end, he's going to give you just a word that's going to change each and every single thing. And this is just an encouragement for you, that this walk is hard. In the Bible, there's nowhere where God or Jesus said, you know what, this walk is going to be easy. He never said it, but the end goal, the when we get to encounter God and spend time with him, is going to be absolutely different. So the main goal of this video was to encourage someone, was to help you at least continue for 5 years, 10 years of Christianity, or forever of Christianity from hence now, to just help you get through today, and you can rewatch it tomorrow or whenever you want. But I really hope this video helped someone.